welcome to The Narrowing Path, Walking the Spiritual Walk. My name is Stephen Eierstein, and welcome back to the February 11th reading of James Allen's Daily Meditations. I'm really looking forward to this one, and wondering what's going to be coming up as we come up onto Valentine's Day, at least it is in the United States, and its celebrations. So that should be exciting, but I'm looking forward to seeing what we get over the next couple of days. So we'll see what happens. And this is, of course, fresh to you and fresh to me. And that means I will be giving my genuine responses, observations, reactions, and what I relate to about the reading. And we can go from there. So, again, this is James Allen's Daily Meditations for February 11th. As a flower opens its petals to receive the morning light, so open your soul more and more to the glorious light of truth. Spiritual meditation and self-discipline are inseparable. You will therefore commence to meditate upon yourself so as to try to understand yourself. For, remember, the great object you will have in view will be the complete removal of all your errors, in order that you may realize truth. You will begin to question your motives, thoughts, and acts, comparing them with your ideal and endeavoring to look upon them with a calm and impartial eye. In this manner, you will be continually gaining more of that mental and spiritual equilibrium, without which men are but helpless straws upon the ocean of life. Soar upward on the wings of aspiration. Be fearless and believe in the loftiest possibilities. Today seems like a very, very good continuation from yesterday. And I spoke a lot yesterday about what this one kind of talks about. And I love how it opens up. That first line it starts with is, as the flower opens its petals to receive the morning gift, so opened your soul more and more to the glorious light of truth. I've got to say, as soon as I started to get sober, and as soon as I started seeing truth, as it says here, I was trying to figure out a different way to put it. But it was just the truth of my actions, the truth of the world, the truth as I see it, or the truth as it is, not as just how I see it. And at first, I fought it, I guess is maybe a way to say it, tooth and nail. I really did. I didn't believe it. I didn't understand that it could be true. I had no faith, no experience with living a spiritual way of life and understanding spiritual truths. So, of course, I thought it was just bogus. And, but actually, when I turned to it, when I finally accepted it, these laws of truth, and I decided that's what I wanted to pursue, was a more spiritually true and honest life, and I opened, like he talks about, that flower and the flower's petals to the light of truth. And I gained an open mind, an open willingness to it. More just flowed in. I think people are open to as much truth as they let in. It's all there if you're willing to look at it. It goes on to say, spiritual meditation and self-discipline are inseparable. What that means is these have to happen. These are essential parts of life. An essential part of self-discipline is spiritual meditation. To practice self-discipline and become regularly participating in a certain routine or habit is really got a foundation based in a spiritual meditation. You will therefore commence to meditate upon yourself as to try to understand yourself. For remember, the great object you will have in view will be the complete removal of all your errors in order that you may realize truth. Because that's what we're trying to do here. We're not trying to just feed our own egos. I do that plenty already. I don't need to take time set aside in my day to feed my egos, justify my actions, rationalize my behavior, and minimize the effects of my behavior. That's what comes natural to a guy like me. When I take time aside to meditate upon myself in an objective way, to try to understand myself so I can have complete removal of all my errors. So in order for the truth to actually flow in, understanding how I'm actually impacting the things that are going on in my life is the way that I can find the truth that lies beneath it. You will begin to question your motives, thoughts, and actions, comparing them with your ideal, and endeavoring to look upon them with a calm and impartial eye. That's it right there, isn't it? You will begin to question your motives, question your thoughts, question your acts, and compare them with your ideal. I think I spoke to it yesterday when I said, we have all of these guidelines like honesty, love, faith, and hope, and courage, and integrity, and forgiveness, and compassion, and service, and all of these amazing character qualities we'd wish to have that we get to use as a test score. This is how we grade what's going on. Like, is it this? Is it this? Is it this? That's your ideal. Comparing them with your ideal and endeavoring to look upon them with a calm and impartial eye. Take your emotion out of these things when you're doing it. You should be able to separate from that emotion, to look at that emotion and say, why am I so angry? That's what it's asking you to do. Why? What is causing this? What is this stepping on the toes of? What is crossing my ego so badly that I must do this? These are important things to ask. And until you can understand that you are not your emotions, and emotions are a secondary response to what you're thinking, until you can understand that, you're not going to be able to look at it objectively, because you're filled with anger and hate and resentment. There's no way you're going to be able to sit there and get down to any spiritual truth underlying it until you're able to do that, until you're able to take a different perspective or be willing and open to taking a different perspective. At least that's a start. You won't have any growth. You will hold that, and it will kill you, and it will hurt you. And you will be at the mercy of that for the rest of your life, or until you actually can separate from it. In this manner, you will be continually gaining more of that mental and spiritual equilibrium, without which men are helpless straws upon the ocean of life. It's saying without that mental and spiritual equilibrium, we are helpless straws on the ocean of life. And that's how I was drifting from place to place, following what I was feeling, being the victim of my own emotions. That's the reality of the situation. Victimizing myself and burning myself to the ground. We talked about a couple days ago that self-seeking and seeking that comfort is destruction. That's what it was. That drifting, how do you put it? Helpless straws upon the ocean of life. That was me. Wherever it carried me, wherever those emotions carried me, that's where I ended up. Never where I wanted to be. Soar upward on the wings of aspiration. Be fearless and believe in the loftiest possibilities. Strive for these things. Strive for these seemingly Christ-like qualities, or seeming overwhelmingly righteous behaviors. Be fearless. Believe in the loftiest possibilities. Believe that these things can happen for you. Good lives, comfortable lives, happiness, joy, peace, serenity, service, inspiration. These are all things you can have. These are all things you can be, maybe is a better way to say it. You can be these things. And therefore, they'll always be in your life. It took me a while to realize that. I don't need to demand those out of life. I have those within me. So strive for them. Soar upward on the wings of aspiration. Don't limit yourself. A lot of us limit ourselves by our personally held beliefs. And we can only go so far as we allow ourselves. So, anyway, that is today's daily meditation from James Allen. That was for February 11th. Another great one on actually doing the work, on actually how to do the work too. These are things I'm sure I'll expound upon as the year goes by, but this is about actually doing the work, asking yourself why, and in meditation, and why self-discipline is so important, and the spiritual meditations are so important. And this is another great one. Absolutely great. So, I will go ahead and share this again on my Facebook page. So if you'd like, you can go ahead and follow and like the Facebook page for the Narrowing Path, Walking the Spiritual Walk, and check it out, and you'll get the updates and notifications of newest episodes and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that. And thank you everyone for jumping on and listening. And I look forward to tomorrow's reading. So I'll just see you. I'll join you back again. Until next time. Thanks.